Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, evidence mounts for accidental shoot down of Ukrainian airliner. Second spaceship in Virgin Galactic's fleet completes major build milestone. And AeroMech issues RVSM STC for Meridian M500 and M600 turboprop. I'm Sophie Herlock. There's a growing body of evidence the Ukrainian airliner that went down in Tehran the day Iran fired missiles at U.S. and coalition positions in Iraq was mistakenly shot down by an Iranian missile. The plane departed from Tehran just hours after the Iranian attack, and electronic data collected by the U.S. military and intelligence sources indicates the plane was targeted by an Iranian surface-to-air missile. The current theory is the Iranian missile cruise targeted the airliner when it appeared on the radar and mistook it for an enemy aircraft or missile. During a news conference, President Trump said he did not want to say definitively the plane had been shot down by what essentially was friendly fire, but someone could have made a mistake on the other side. Not our system, it has nothing to do with us. We'll be right back with Around the Patch.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. It's time for today's trip around the patch. The FAA has issued a NOTAM prohibiting flights by commercial airliners and other civil aircraft over the Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman. The restriction was issued due to heightened military activities and increased political tensions in the Middle East, which present an inadvertent risk to U.S. civilian aviation operations due to the potential for miscalculation or misidentification. Back on January 2nd, the U.S. Air Force relieved Colonel Derek Stewart from his position as commander of the 14th Operations Group and Columbus Air Force Base in Mississippi. Colonel Stewart was relieved by Air Force Commander Major General Craig Willis due to a loss of trust and confidence in his ability to command. Boeing is recommending the 737 MAX simulator training in addition to computer-based trainings for all MAX pilots prior to return to service of the 737 MAX. This recommendation is a change from the company's long-held position of computer-based training alone being adequate. Boeing says this new recommendation is based on changes to the plane, test results, and their commitment to a safe return of the 737 MAX. Duncan Aviation has named Craig Rathjen as Director of Flight Operations and John Croce as the new Chief Pilot of Flight Operations. Rathjen leads the day-to-day operations of the flight department and has been with Duncan Aviation since 1997. Croce will lead the flight crews within the department. He joined Duncan Aviation in 2002. We'll be right back with the rest of the news.
Today is a new dawn.
With a new name.
Un nuevo logotipo.
A new factory.
Und einem globalen Kundenfokus.
We are Continental Aerospace Technologies, and we stand behind you.
A major milestone has been reached for the second spacecraft in the Virgin Galactic fleet, and a third spacecraft is already about 50% complete. The spacecraft achieved weight on wheels status, meaning all major structural elements of the vehicle have been assembled, and the vehicle deployed its main landing gear and carried its own weight for the first time. This weight on wheels milestone has been reached considerably faster than it took to get this stage with the first spaceship in the Virgin Galactic fleet, VSS Unity, which is currently in flight test. This pace has been achieved through a more efficient modular assembly process, as well as experienced curve benefits. With the spaceship now capable of bearing its own weight, the assembly team is hard at work connecting the vehicle's integrated systems, including the flight control systems, from fuselage to tail booms, as well as completing the final structural closeouts. As this work is completed, the spaceship will be positioned in the hangar for the start of integrated vehicle ground testing. Beyond the weight on the wheels milestone for the second space vehicle, the Virgin Galactic spaceship fleet is already advancing to its third spaceship, also currently under construction in Mojave. AeroMech has completed an STC authorizing RVSM certification for select Piper Meridian M500 and M600 turboprop aircraft. Piper Meridian M500 and M600 aircraft with approved avionics configurations are eligible to incorporate the RVSM STC without a change to the existing avionics, provided the aircraft are inspected and validated to the design RVSM specification. Once the STC is incorporated, Meridian operators will be able to utilize the full aircraft performance envelope and fly RVSM flight profiles to the aircraft's maximum operating altitude. This allows fuel savings, lower carbon footprints, increased range, and the ability to fly above bad weather. The Meridian now can compete favorably in altitude with the TBM, fly 3,000 feet higher than jet prop piston to PT6 conversion, and cruise at 280 knots using 260 pounds per hour. And that wraps up our week, everyone. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check us out on Facebook and on Twitter. For more aviation and aerospace news any time of the day, head over to aero-news.net. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you Monday.